Hello and welcome to another Warcraft the audio commentary. Today we're going to be watching a game from the Fit for Gaming Solo League. I believe this is probably more than a best of one, but this is the only game I can find, so it may very well be just a best of one. And today we're also going to be casting not just with me, but also with Bidoux. Hello.
What up?
And we can go ahead and introduce the players. Now we do have Kenshin spawning as the blue human in the lower left corner. This is Secret Valley versus LapinBoss. He is a brown orc. Well, he's spawning in as a brown orc up in the upper right. And as far as who he is exactly, I don't really know. But he's playing in Fit for Gaming, so he probably is pretty good. And hopefully this will be a good game to watch.
Yeah, the thing about Fit for Gaming is they have a lot of teams that aren't necessarily known, with players that aren't necessarily known. Not saying they're not talented, but it's something that people aren't really aware of, like who they are. So I'm really interested to see. This is the first time I've seen this LapinBoss player play, so I'm very interested to see what he's going to bring to the table against a powerhouse player that is Kenshin.
Indeed, we can see it looks like Archmage versus Blade Master as our hero picks, and it looks like LapinBoss is going to delay the shop. Of course, this isn't a bad map to do that. You do have a healing fountain here and here in the upper left and lower right part of the map, and so, you know, when it comes to healing, you're going to be pretty much set. He doesn't really have any way to regenerate his mana without the shop, but that's probably not a huge issue again on this map because you do have so much free healing from the fountains. And of course we do see Kenshin with this Archmage, and of course Footman coming in, so it's going to probably be a fairly standard game anyway. Of course on this map you normally do see a delayed shop, so fairly standard build, fairly standard play.
Yep, I feel like the orc should be using the wells, the fountains. Not
Yes.
the wells, sorry, that's the wrong race. But the fountains, to his advantage. There's a reason they call this map Orc Valley, and it's because orcs can take a huge advantage and make the map their own. With these fountains, it's easier to healing, easier for harassing and creepjacking. And we're just going to see LapinBoss go straight for the shop, I believe.
Yes, it does look just like that. We can see, of course, that Kenshin is the militia creeping out his natural null camp right there. You can see LapinBoss going right in there, picking up a circlet, and to wake up the creeps with the Blade Master. Of course, it's a really good way to do so. As you can see, it hasn't sort of netted his grunt right there, and his grunt taking a lot of that damage from those two Ogre Warriors, and he's just going to be able to walk right out of that as he finishes off that blue Ogre Magi. We can't see a Footman actually going to scout out this grunt. He's going to have to do something with that Blade Master to kill this Footman before this grunt does go down. However, this will actually prevent this grunt from really just sitting down here at this fountain the way he originally wanted to, because now that there's a Footman on the field, he's going to have to be a little bit careful.
Yep, Kenshin picks up his level 2, and keep in mind that LapinBoss did pick up a Scroll of the Beast. Not a good item, probably not the item he was hoping for.
I would say it's a pretty good item for an orc player.
Okay, but
well, 25% bonus damage on your Blade Master is pretty good in the mid game.
that is, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but I was just thinking in terms of the other items he could have got.
Yeah.
That great.
Yeah,
in
you can
comparison.
get, of course, the greater healing potion or the greater not the greater invulnerability, but the 15-second invulnerability potion from that creep camp, which are both definitely going to be better items than the Scroll of the Beast. But of course, it's not a bad item either, and especially if he decides to do some kind of tier 2 push, or if he does get sky pushed or something like that, then it would be a really good item to have, because of course allowing your entire army to be that much more powerful at tier 2 when the human may just very well already be at the advantage could be the turning point.
Yeah, and Sky Push, you said that, and Kenshin is huge for his tower rushes against Orc.
Yeah.
He does it all the time, and he does it so well. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at tier 2 coming LapinBoss's way, and that would be really hard to deal with.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're right. That's a good item to have in case he does try to do this.
But he did go ahead and sell it anyway, so he seems pretty comfortable, I mean, with not having that item. Of course, you don't need to rely on that item, and it looks like he's going to be able to pick up that Boots of Speed and Dust of Appearance actually right under the Archmage's nose. They're both there at that shop. Of course, the Blade Master there just a little bit sooner, going to be able to pick those items up. Could be a big issue, and as you can see, this Archmage is
really
taking a
low.
lot of damage. Going to be
gonna have
forced to
to TP.
TP at the healing fountain. Going to pick up level 3 regardless from creeping out this green camp that is right outside of the Orc's base. So unfortunate for unfortunate for Kenshin, a really good play by LapinBoss.
Yeah, not a bad play at all, because the human can start to slow down the Orcs creeping. He just gained that map control again with that TP. Now the Kenshin's going to have to play a lot more safer. Notice his Archmage only has Gloves of Haste, which cannot teleport your hero back to your base if you get in trouble, so he's going to have to be very careful.
Yeah, he needs Boots of Speed, and that's what really the issue was, is that the Orc player was able to outbuy the Dust, or the well, both the Dust and the Boots of Speed, and without a Boots of Speed on his Archmage versus a Blade Master with the Boots of Speed, there's no way he could really outrun him, and so he just ended up having to TP. But he did do a really good move by keeping his Archmage separate from the rest of his army in that situation, because he knew that he was going to have to TP most likely if that Blade Master kept chasing him. And that means that he was able to get level 3 regardless and continue creeping, which is really good.
Yep, LapinBoss making a Shadow Hunter and his Bestiary and Spirit Lodge going up. Kenshin going to do some scouting plus a little bit of harass on the Spirit Lodge. It might go
Actually
down.
Get canceled. Yeah, it's going to be canceled.
It will. I think it will. Yeah, it will. Definitely.
It looks like it. Yeah, there's the cancel right there.
Not a bad pick off for Kenshin at the cost of
one water elemental.
No, water elemental?
They're 125 mana, but it's
like aura, it's like...
Well, it's 125 mana. The aura just gives you more mana, but it's at level 3. It's worth just sitting that in there, and he used that to creep out as well. So it wasn't. He already had it up here. He just brought it up there at the really good timing. We can actually see a Fire Lord coming in here, and it looks like LapinBoss throwing down an expansion. Oh, a very sneaky expansion right there at Kenshin's natural. Though we do see, of course, Kenshin is in here bringing Militia. He might be doing a Sky Push right now as well. We do see that Fire, or not necessarily a Sky Push, it does have a Fire Lord, but that burrow will go down. We can actually see the Fire Lord going to be able to get away, but that Blade Master could have chased him. Not going to try. Of course, that means that Fire Lord will be able to run to that Hell Fountain and heal up, but we do see now that these peasants actually not looking to put up any towers. Maybe there they go. Some towers on their way up right now. This could be a really bad spot for LapinBoss. As you can see, there are 2 lava spawns already on the field. They're not being attacked. They are attacking organic units, which means they're going to split really soon. Of course, we do see this Archmage and a Footman over here going to cancel the Voodoo Lounge. That's going up right there. And we can see one of these grunts about to go down. We do see that Fire Lord just barely being picked off. And we can see now these 2 towers are on their way up with plenty of peasants around them. No burrows in range. So it's going to be very difficult now for LapinBoss to actually do anything to defend this expansion, or to defend this tower rush. And of course, he also has this expansion. The expansion is hidden, which is going to be maybe his only saving grace in this game.
Yep, and LapinBoss in a really bad position. All his peasants were trying to repair that burrow that did go down. He's really low on income. Kenshin's going to have some towers up. He's not in a bad spot with that Fire Lord being killed. He can just bring that back. It's really low. It's going to come back right away. Kenshin in a pretty comfortable position right now.
Yeah, definitely. And the only thing that LapinBoss has going for him right now is that expansion. We can see that Shadowhunter being really low, going to be forced to run away and hex the Archmage on his way out, as well as that Blade Master going very low as well. And now you can see that 2 guard towers up in this base, as well as 4 footmen. The Archmage at level 3, a water elemental, and still a lava spawn up that's about to go down. But here comes a second water elemental, and these are level 2 water elementals doing a lot of damage. As you can see, a footman going down right there to the Orc burrows, which are doing a lot of damage. It's only 1 Orc burrow, and actually LapinBoss doing a poor job right here, I would say, with his Orc burrow micro, because he has 4 peons in 1 burrow, and if he had 3 peons in this burrow and 1 of those in the other burrow, he would be doing more damage actually. So that's a little bit unfortunate for him. But let's see on the rest of the side of the map if we can find the Archmage just coming in now. He does have Boots of Speed, does have that Fire Lord back in. Here comes in a TP, it looks like. Yes, indeed, from the Blade Master, the Shadowhunter, and the Grunts. Getting a nice position on that TP. Of course, his Shadowhunter is still fairly low on life right now. Being focused now by those towers. Going to get a Hex off on the Archmage. Will this Shadowhunter go down? Down goes the Shadowhunter. However, I believe a tower killed it. Yes, indeed, the tower killed it. So no experience was given to Kenshin. So even though he lost that Shadowhunter at level 1, it's only 170 gold to revive. And seeing as it did not give any experience whatsoever, I would say it's not a terrible loss, because it will give him a full recharge on both mana and hit points. And in the meantime, this Blade Master can get maybe level 4 because he's getting additional experience now that he wouldn't have gotten otherwise. Yep,
and that Expo, he would have made some peons for it, but he had to revive that Shadowhunter, which puts him down not making peons for that Expo. But as soon as that Expo comes up, the whole point of Kenshin trying to seduce this mine and bring it down is going to be kind of useless. I mean, unless he can take out the main, which the towers are attacking, LapinBoss is going to be in a really good position to come back and maybe build a barracks at his Expo, try to re-push, because oh, we see Kenshin is building Arcane Sanctums. So I was going to say that maybe he's just going to push
Fire Lord
off
goes
Footman.
down. Fire Lord goes down.
Good kill.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he knows that. We do see, of course, those Arcane Sanctums are coming up, but I don't necessarily, and a Grunt going down to those towers as well right there. But it looks like LapinBoss actually going to be able to defend this now and maybe take out these towers. Of course, he needs to get a shop up as soon as possible, but once again, Kenshin still has not scouted this expansion, and LapinBoss does have 3 peons at it, currently mining. He's making 3 more, so it's going to allow him to get some wood, maybe make some buildings there, and LapinBoss in a really good shape now. Getting level 4 on that Blade Master, of course, he doesn't have a barracks. All he has is that Bestiary, bringing a shop up right now. Kenshin gonna have to do something, but again, Kenshin not knowing that he needs to do something, that could be the dangerous situation for him.
Yep, I mean, Kenshin's gonna start making some Sorks. That's what he pumps the Sork out. That's going to be really good. And I mean, LapinBoss really isn't in a position to make units to defend this. So if Kenshin plays safe, I guess he can build up an army and re-push. And I think if he catches LapinBoss on a good timing, LapinBoss is going to be in a lot of trouble. But until then, he's feeding the Blade Master and the Shadowhunter so much experience. Blade Master already at level 4, which means that level 1 Firelord kind of going to be very useless unless he can creep it up.
And they're just getting a little bit more experience from that water elemental right there. Of course, we have seen that shop canceled once again by that water elemental.
I think LapinBoss is killing his own burrow.
He is killing his own burrow. The Raider is unfortunately stuck right there in this position. I was sitting there watching that. I was like, yeah. But yeah, he's going to have to do just that. You can see a burrow going up at the expansion, which will help with that. As you can see, it's about to finish right there. And the question is really going to be the timing that Kenshin uses, and it looks like he's going for a repush right now. As you can see, he has 3 ivory towers on that Firelord, bringing a bunch of militia in. He does have that Archmage and 1 sorceress and 1 priest on their way. We do have 2 more sorceresses in queue as well as another priest in queue. Barracks is going up right now inside of LapinBoss's base. I think he would be in a really good spot to just put up a Voodoo Lounge right here as well. We can see a War Mill going up in the back as well. Gonna see this Voodoo Lounge being canceled once again. These 3 ivory towers are now down. They're being turned into guard towers, and they may very well be able to go up uncontested, because as you can see, there's really not much of an army from LapinBoss right now. Just that 1 Raider, his Blade Master and Shadowhunter.
Really good timing from Kenshin, and we talked about that. I mean, if he wanted LapinBoss to catch up, he would have been in a lot of trouble because his heroes are so high. He's going to kill a Sork right now. He hexes the Firelord. Not a bad trade. That was a really nice. Hopefully he saves that Raider. He's going to kill the Priest. And but he's supply blocked. He can't really build anything to beat this, so he's really relying on his heroes, and if he gets caught in a bad position, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Well, I would say that, as you can see, a Sork has gone down, and is keeping those Raiders alive. Really nice. Going to keep that. Oh, no, it's going to go down to an Archmage projectile that was in the trees. Couldn't see it quite, but he did keep 1 Raider alive right there. He's making another burrow, and he is actually making Wind Riders at this point, which Wind Riders wouldn't be a bad counter. The problem, of course, is these water elementals and lava spawns are going to do a pretty good job for dealing with Wind Riders. But he does have that War Mill up right now, so he could potentially start making towers as well, which would help.
And a big problem for LapinBoss was he had so much gold because of his expo and no wood. For a long time, he was sitting on 20-30 wood. And it's good to have all that money, but if you can't spend it on anything because you're lacking wood, it's so annoying.
Yeah, well, he is building up 2 more burrows right now at his expansion. I would say the bigger issue right now maybe is the fact that he doesn't have any kind of shop up right now. If he could just get a shop up in the back of his base, he would be in so much better position. Being able to buy healing potions and healing salves would be so good at defending this. We do see, of course, that altar has now gone down simply because there are so many towers attacking it. Of course, the stronghold is going to be much harder to kill, but we do see LapinBoss right now going to maybe lose the last burrow in his base. Not a huge issue if he does. The only issue is that if he loses all of his burrows and he keeps making units, then it's going to alert Kenshin that he does have an expansion somewhere on the map. The question will be, can then Kenshin actually take out the expansion? Because I don't think he can do that with just militia with all those burrows right there. And we do, of course, have this demolisher at this, basically trying to defend this. Not going to be able to do much to these towers with just 1 demolisher, but he can maybe kill those peasants. If he can kill the peasants, then the towers will go down, no problem. And if he can get a good hex and kill on these hero, that would also work really well for just getting the human player to back off.
Yep.
Buy him some breathing room.
Yep, definitely. And I mean, these 3 towers doing really good. I'm surprised that Demolisher stood up as long as it did. It's being targeted down now. LapinBoss has another one queued up. It's really nice to take down those towers. I think it might live as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna
and
die.
Kenshin doesn't really have the DPS army to just run in there and kill it. If he runs in there and kills it, he's going to be very vulnerable. I know the Blade Master's coming back right now. He's trying to kill a peasant right now. I think he should be coming back to his base, but not a bad pick off.
Well, just, yeah, we'll see. He needs to start repairing the stronghold maybe faster. I think he was a little bit late on that. But as you can see now, of course, it has made this stronghold a very, very juicy target, but that's just going to be a trap if Kenshin tries to focus on that. We do see a healing potion going off on the Firelord, but he is ensnared, getting crit. Is he going to go down? Down goes the Firelord. This could be a major problem for Kenshin. As you can see, one of those guard towers about to go down. We do see that Wind Rider. It has died. We see another sorceress going down there. Down goes the guard tower, and with these these 2 demolishes up. That stronghold is going to hold. No problem. It's very difficult to kill a stronghold. That's why they're called strongholds, of course. And, of course, we do have another sorceress on its way in. We're going to see a raider going down. It looks like that raider is actually killed by this guard tower. So LapinBoss now in a really, really good spot with his expansion up. There are some militia coming up into LapinBoss's expansion. There's only 6 of them, though, so they're not going to be able to actually do a lot of damage. They might be able to kill a building or 2, but they're not going to be able to take out that expansion. And as you can see now, that's LapinBoss clearly taking the advantage in this fight. There's only 1 tower left. A sorceress about to go down. There's, of course, that priest also about to go down. And between the raiders with the ensnare and the hexes with the Shadowhunter, he's in a really, really tight position right now. So yeah.
He's doing really well. Yeah, that guard tower is gonna go down. He pushed back the militia because they turned into peasants.
Yes.
And right now LapinBoss really good hold.
Really good.
And his Shadowhunter level 3, it's going to make him way more comfortable to tank with his blade, start to take down that Archmage, start to take down the Sorks. Dispel would be nice, but he really doesn't have the economy for it. He's not going to be able to do that. He's just going to have to
I would
rely
say he
on
has the economy. Look at his economy. He's got 600 gold, 300, 400 wood.
That's true. That's true. He could do it.
Both bases up and running fully.
It would be smart for him to do that.
I mean, I think he might. I think he could. It'll depend. It looks like he's got a Spirit Lodge going up right now in his main base. He's putting up a Voodoo Lounge there as well, and his expansion has a Voodoo Lounge, so he's really good. We do see that he's in a really good spot. Of course, breakers are being made now. Breakers coming in, as well as more priests. The exact army that Kenshin's going to need to take out this expansion, that's going to be, I don't know, but But of course, we're going to see the Blade Master is very, very, very close to level 5, so maybe just 1 sorceress to kill it. But I think he could kill that sorceress right now if he just popped that Involt Potion, and that would allow him to buy quickly a potion of healing, or in this case, just 3 healing salves, and just going for a caster or something would be a really smart choice. Oh, but he is actually in a bit of a trouble here. This Blade Master doesn't have enough mana for a Wind Walk, and he's slowed. He's getting a lot of damage taken on him. He's going to go ahead and get the healing wave going on, but he needs to use a Scroll of Healing as well. When those breakers are hitting him, so it's preventing him from actually being able to cast Windwalk. He is in a seriously bad spot right now, trying to do something with this Shadowhunter. Not going to happen. That Blade Master is about to go down, and down he goes.
That Blade Master's down. Yeah.
Nicely done by Kenshin.
I think if you popped the invuln and killed the slow, like you said, none of that would have happened. Well, it was slow that slowed him down. He would have had level 5 if he killed that unit. Instead, he broke out of he clicked invuln and attacked a water elemental, which by himself he wouldn't be able to kill it. Maybe that was a misclick.
I understood why he was at the water elemental, because he had that shop right here, and the water elemental was much closer to the shop than the sorceress was, and he wasn't going to be able to pop out on the sorceress and kill it, and be close enough to buy from the shop as the shop was about to go down, and that was why he popped, to just have an extra additional item slot. So it just didn't work out very well for him. He's going to have to be forced to tavern that Blade Master back. He has already done so, though. Level 5 is on the Blade Master. Not really a terrible spot for him still, because with the expansion running, taverning back a level 4 Blade Master, not terribly expensive.
Nope.
I mean, it is, but with an expansion running, it's not as bad. But now he's in a terrible spot right here in this fight, though. Going to probably lose 1 Demolisher, probably 2, or definitely 1, maybe 2. You can see actually it looks like focusing on the Blade Master once again. Again, not enough mana to get out of here, and being blocked by his own grunt right there. So you can see now that finally the slow wearing off, but again, slow being recast very quickly. He needs to block with these grunts, and the Shadowhunter trying to do just that. Kenshin's micro, absolutely really good. Of course, it's really difficult to deal with this as an Orc player, but he's not in a bad spot. He's actually going to get away, maybe. Going to get soul burned, but the soul burn not going to do enough damage to actually cancel the salve. So it looks like that salve's going to be just fine. Now the question is, will the Shadowhunter go down as well? Because he's really not in a great spot when the fact that he keeps taking these fights where he's being slowed a bunch and he has no way to really get out. He needs to get like maybe some kind of healing or speed scroll or something like that. A TP would be good as well.
I don't think it's going to survive.
Nope, down it goes. Down it goes. Good job by Kenshin.
Yeah, and keep in mind, LapinBoss has a huge economy. He's going to have to waste it on taverning that Shadowhunter, I think, which is going to take him away from using his Spirit Lodge that he built. He hasn't built anything out of that Spirit Lodge, and he really could use that Dispel, especially with the level 5 blade. He could just
revive.
Tank. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, well, I would say at this point he just needs to outlast the human, because you can see the gold mines on the main gold mine are about to run out. They're only down to 1,200 gold. So if he can just whittle down this human army, he'll be in a good shape. Of course, the human army has gotten fairly large. If we look, we can see he's at 40 food, and then of course LapinBoss is also at 40 food. But casters are just going to be a much stronger army. than
Yep,
just some
they really
grunts,
are.
because he does not have those spirit. He doesn't really have the spirit walkers. He doesn't have the dispel he needs. He doesn't have the proper positioning, and he doesn't have the items really to deal with this. But it looks like he's gonna go for this. He's gonna go for the Fire Lord right off the bat. Gonna open on the Fire Lord, of course. Gonna pop the Invul Potion on his Blade Master. Gonna try to kill that Fire Lord. Fire Lord gonna get cast invisible on him. Gonna get dusted, and will he go down to dust while he's dusted? Maybe not, because he's actually gonna be really difficult to find. Kenshin's micro being really good right there. Gonna soul burn the Blade Master.
Oh no, the Blade Master's gonna get. Oh no, he's in a bad
Down
spot.
goes
and
the
he
Blade
goes down.
Master. Really well done by Kenshin, picking up level 5 on his Archmage right there. Going to pick off a Raider. Now LapinBoss just not really able to do anything at this point. And
No, his expansion's gonna go down, and he needed to whittle down that army and maybe contain him with. Sorry, I got distracted, but maybe contain him with the fact that he has that expo, and he couldn't whittle him down. He didn't have the items. He didn't have the dispel. He didn't have much of an army at all.
Yeah.
And now Kenshin's army is just way too overwhelming at this point.
in hindsight, I think maybe he should have put up some towers at this expansion. He did have the War Mill, and really just keeping this expansion alive would have been a big deal for him. But as you
Yeah,
can see,
like 14 towers maybe.
yeah, I don't know about 14. But I mean,
Yeah, a couple
LapinBoss
would have helped definitely.
LapinBoss really still not in the worst position. As you can see, he does still have 3,000 gold in his main gold mine from where he wasn't mining for so very long. And he's going to go ahead and put up a tower at his main base. I mean, 3,000 gold is going to be enough gold to remake his army. As you can see, he does have a Spirit Walker on his way out. Here comes the spell training. Of course, Kenshin does have a fairly large army now. 46 food out of casters. And of course, not only that, he has 1,500 gold and 500 wood. So Kenshin can go up, and he can definitely push into even stronger, higher levels of upkeep if he wants to. He can go to 70 food, could go to 80 food. You know, just we may see that, but it looks like he's going to go ahead and push. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a bunch of militia being called and to be pushed. But it looks like they're actually going to go to make an expansion where LapinBoss had an expansion.
Yep, not a bad play. I mean, when you're ahead, get more ahead. He has map control. This expansion's going to go up no problem.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that LapinBoss can really do. He has nothing to push. He's getting pushed right now. That tower's going to probably go down. Definitely. There it goes. And right now, LapinBoss is just hoping he gets a miracle to push this back.
Yeah, it's going to have to take some serious micro, and honestly, it's going to be really difficult because Kenshin has been doing some serious micro all game long. You see that Demolisher coming out, but in a terrible spot. Getting blocked by units, going to be slowed, and it's going to be picked off as it spawns. Not going to be able to do any damage. We have his Grunt now in a bad spot as well. That Grunt's going to go down. It looks like LapinBoss is now being whittled down, which is not good for him at all. So actually really amazing to see Kenshin make a comeback this game. What a game. It's been back and forth all game.
I was really impressed by LapinBoss. I mean, there's a lot of players that just get intimidated when they go up against a big player, which Kenshin is no doubt, and he really held his own. It was just a couple of mistakes, maybe playing too risky with his blade with no mana, getting slowed, and just losing it, and spending the money that he gained with the expo on tavern resing his heroes, which is
he
not
had no
something you want
choice, really, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, just the riskiness of his play. If he would just, right when he won that push, maybe played a little more defensively, he had the expo advantage.
I would say, really, in that line of thought, if he just put up a shop sooner in the back of his base, in his main base, because he kept trying to put it out very on an outward position, and it just kept getting canceled. And if he just had shop items when his expansion was up, he would have been fine.
Yeah, I mean, he killed, he went through hell and back to kill that Spellbreaker, and it doesn't really affect anything. I'm surprised Kenshin doesn't even really build it. He's just, oh, the Archmage getting caught.
Yeah,
does have a TP though and an invul, and he pops it, and now
yeah, this is not looking good for LapinBoss whatsoever. As you can see, this army from Kenshin just completely overwhelming LapinBoss at this point, completely fighting inside of his base. We can see that the expansion has gone up now. He does have 2 towers being built at the expansion, and we can see that the Shadowhunter taking some focus fire pretty much. Do what?
That Demolisher's going to get a pretty nice position to hammer down on those casters, but I feel like there's... Actually, you never know. The Blade Master's at full HP. Shadowhunter's got a healing wave. Blade Master could tank like hell with that Demolisher pressing down. He's in a really good spot with that Demolisher finally after losing the last one really effortlessly on Kenshin's part.
That's a good point, but I would say... I mean, there's so many units right now from Kenshin. It's going to be really difficult. And as you can see, he's just now focusing on these burrows, killing them. And now he's focusing on that Blade Master. Of course, Blade Master with the Potion of Healing. But going to go ahead and cast another Lava Spawn. I believe that is level 2 Lava Spawn.
Oh,
and
nice.
Is he
Oh, I
going to
think
go
he's still
down?
gonna
Oh,
go
down
down.
goes the Shadow
Yeah.
Hunter. Unfortunately, we can see now the Demolisher also taking some hits. Yeah, this is not looking good for LapinBoss really at all. Once again, he did take a little bit of an advantage, like not an advantage, but he took a little bit of a good spot right there. So he definitely wasn't out of the game. It was wrong to discount him at that point. You are definitely right. But now I would say now you could probably discount him. As you can see, his Blade Master is really weak now without that Shadow Hunter as well. And he has only two Spirit Walkers and a Grunt. And just so, again, we do have 3 Sorceresses, 2 Priests, a Spellbreaker, level 5 Archmage, getting very, very close to level 6. That Fire Lord at level 4. Probably going to see maybe a Soul Burn on the Blade Master here. There is the Soul Burn, and he's going to go down and
Damn,
call
big
good
failed.
game.
There's GG. Not a bad game by LapinBoss.
No, I thought that was really well played by both players. Just amazing play by Kenshin, of course, to actually come back from that. I thought that was really well done.
Yep. It's really nice to see like a really solid orc from Europe. I assume he's European because of the league.
Probably.
I've never heard of him before, but he definitely looks like he can contend with really good players. It's really nice to see. That expansion was such a little sneaky little snake move. That was really nice.
Yeah. The expansion was absolutely brilliant, the stroke of genius, and I think without the expansion he would have been demolished in this game. But really well done to get that up.
Yeah.
And it was perfect timing as well, because I don't think Kenshin even suspected anything, and especially the way that he kind of was building stuff at his expansion, and just kind of getting the gold up. So, and it didn't really look like he had an expansion until it was too late for Kenshin.
Yep.
I say too late. I mean, of course, Kenshin did come back with that miraculous comeback. I mean, that was crazy good. But so yeah, there's your game. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it.
I definitely enjoyed it.
thought
That
that
was
was really
that was a
good.
treat. I see so many replays, watch so many games. That was one that actually entertained me. It's just good to see new players play in Warcraft 3. Well, I don't know if he's new.
I don't know if he's
but
new.
he's new to me. So, and maybe
Alright.
some of the viewers as well. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
really fun to watch.
All right. Well, that's all we got right now. But again, as always, we'll see you guys next time. And again, just one more quick little note. Just so you know, this Zotac this Saturday, we're going to be live streaming that at twitch.tv/Purebe. So, going to be a co-cast. We're going to hopefully be going the whole tournament. So, and do you have any word on who's playing? Do you know if there's anybody confirmed yet, maybe? Or
Yeah, it rhymes with loon.
and
Someone that rhymes with loon.
Really?
Will be in Zotac.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. Excellent. All right. And you
Yeah.
heard it from the horse's mouth. Loon is playing my.
You just called me a horse.
I did.
That okay? I'll take it.
All
I'll
right.
take it.
All right.
I'll take it.
All
Just
right.
this once.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.